Welcome back. If you weren't here before, we just had Barrage have a dominating 1-0 over DegreeSports. If you were here, then you obviously just saw that. And hopefully we'll let us know your thoughts on Twitter at #ForgeYourChampions, or you can tweet us at LVPUKLol. You know, maybe you want to give your input on why you think DegreeSports lost. But to be honest, it's probably fairly simple.
I think, to be honest, there were 5 main reasons that DegreeSports lost. But you can tell me what they are on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, okay. Or maybe you can watch through our conversation. You'll be able to discover some, like maybe playing Tom Ken's top.
Or feeding bot.
Yeah. By the way, this is a chance for DegreeSports to bounce back. Obviously, having been a team for such a long time, as you said, a lot of trials in the university scene. Yes, they've been dominant, but that doesn't mean they haven't faced fierce opposition.
Yes.
And they have had to look to bounce back before. This is a chance for them to do that again. Obviously, Barrage had a strong performance on the most part, but there were small pieces which definitely looked vulnerable. I think top lane was one of those. And I feel like, you know, I liked some of the concepts coming out from DegreeSports. I liked the draft that came out, the execution, just a little bit off.
I think that the pieces were there, and there was definitely there's a world where they go in and win that game, taking objectives, being very dominant. But that game's in the past now. They've got the little 1 next to their names, Barrage Esports, so they're 1-0 up. We're in champs select for game 2. DegreeSports need to win this game.
Yeah, they need to win this. Obviously, they would go down the losers bracket if they do fall to Barrage 2-0, but massive hit, and it means even if you win from there, you're still going to go into that best of 5, 1-0 down. Panther going to come out for the first ban as DegreeSports. I feel like I would want to go in a different direction with the air. I feel like the Caitlyn Morg didn't quite work out for you. Maybe you put yourself in a position where you can take one of those high priority AD carries, whether it be the Xayah or the Kai'Sa. Most red sides will ban away that Xayah. It is the higher priority pick just because the amount of safety it has. There is a potential situation where you just leave the AD carry bans. If Barrage bans Xayah, you pick Kai'Sa. If they don't ban any, you pick the Xayah yourself, and then you can potentially get your hands on a Xayah Rakan, which would give more power to your bot lane. But at the end of the day, Caitlyn Morg was a strong lane, just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was good at pushing, but it wasn't. It got fast-legged, and KDO played very, very well.
Yeah.
They had a little bit of attention from Monkeys as well in that bot lane, and they managed to get the lead. They managed to get the snowball, and they managed to pretty much dominate that entire side of the map.
And to me, Caitlyn Morg is a momentum-based bot lane. When you're ahead with it, when you have priority, when you're taking tower plays, it is crushing to play against. But when it's behind, it looks so bad. You fall apart, you throw the black shield up, it breaks instantly, and they still manage to kill you. Caitlyn in the mid game has that age-old trough where she just doesn't put out the DPS. A lot of issues with it. And now you see a situation, Cassiopeia banned away from D.Va, Xayah has been banned by Barrage. DegreeSports could pick that Kai'Sa up and have priority on it, or they might want to go the direction of that Ryze now that the counter isn't available. They will go for that Kai'Sa. That does mean that they don't have first pickings on that Ryze, and obviously with Cassiopeia off the table, that is one of the big counters to it.
Yeah, it could be a very, very strong pick for Barrage in this matchup. They're going to go for the Tristana, though. That's quite a flexible pick. Could be marksman, could be mid. Who knows?
Even be top if you're going really well.
Slow down.
Yeah.
It's only game 2 of the day.
I'm going to chill.
We'll ramp it up a little bit later on, but right now, let's be serious.
See the Gragas picked up for Monkeys. Again, it's a really strong jungler in this meta. Loads of gank potential, especially when you have that Predator available, and scales pretty well for team fights. Nautilus coming out for the side of DegreeSports. Kai'Sa Nautilus, it's not quite Xayah Rakan, but it's almost as synergetic.
Yes.
Really easy to stack up the passive and to dive in on the enemy team, but Yasuo is a big one. So this denies Gragas Yasuo away from Monkeys and D.Va, but my concern is you've now potentially given counter pick over to D.Va. There's things like the Akali open and available, which he loves to play, and would make a massive issue for Yasuo, because that was the age-old counter, and the reason being is that you can't stack up your passive against the Akali when she's got so much mobility. She has a shroud as well to play around, but in the end, it's going to be Leona locked in for fast-legged, so I want to go for something still very aggressive, a lot of playmaking potential to set up his AD carry, which could be this Tristana. There's a lot of all-in potential there, or could be something else, and now we see Rek'Sai being banned away, and then the Akali. I did talk about it before. No surprise to see that banned when it's been left to the second rotation.
Could we see this Yasuo going top?
No.
No?
I don't think it's a Watley pick, and even if it was, I don't think Yasuo top is nearly as good as Yasuo mid lane. I think it's much harder to pull off. I feel like the champions you go up against, like, let's say the team picks Renekton, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's too many things he just doesn't have fun with dealing in the top lane. And one of the big issues with Yasuo is that he has no escape. He can dash in around minions, but if he doesn't have a minion wave behind him, which I don't know why he's not going to have towards his own base unless he's gone super far forwards.
Well, have you seen Watley play?
True. Maybe Watley has some insane Yasuo mechanics he's been hiding from us.
Ooh, that's still LeBlanc being locked in for Barrage. That will be going to Diva, which pretty much confirms that we're going to see this Tristana in the bot lane. We're not going to see Icebreaker on Tristana.
Yeah, so it means that they have a really powerful pick in the mid lane. This mid jungle is going to be dominant. And if it is the Yasuo, I mean, in any lane, the LeBlanc is going to be a problematic one for him. If it goes top, there's counter pick available for Icebreaker, so it's not necessarily a good situation. Personally, I wouldn't be against them potentially moving that Yasuo top if it was anyone but Watley, but Watley, he's not a Yasuo player. He's not the sort of player who's going to be able to play that one. And honestly, I say I don't like it into the LeBlanc. It's not the best matchup, but it's also not that awful. It's just the setup's so easy. You W forwards, you get a melee range chain. It's so easy for the jungler to set up. The kill pressure is not great in return. And in the end, they're going to end up locking in the volley bear for Watley, which I like more than Tom Kench. But it does, again, leave Icebreaker there to try and counterpick and say, what does he want to play in it? And he's actually going to go for the Nasus.
That's a pretty rogue top lane.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan. I feel like if there's things you want to play in the split push, there are things that do play it better. I guess the thing with the Nasus is that you can trade the Wither for his Rolling Thunder.
Yes.
They're both movement speed. If you slow him down, he shouldn't be able to get on top of you and flip you. But the second he has a window to flip you in the early levels, he will. And as soon as he flips you, there is potential just for him to kill you because obviously you can just stack up that attack speed, go for the bite. For me, this is all down to Lee Brothers being on a champion that's more him. He likes these things like the Nunu and the Ivern. I want to see him have a lot of success on this because I think his lanes, top lane should be fine on its own, mid lane less so. But if he can set them up for success, then they could be in a really great position.
Yeah, and we've seen Watley on this volley bear before. It's scary, honestly. That's the only way I describe it.
Yeah.
You look like you were about to contest and disagree.
I think it's good, and I think against a team composition that, for the most part, other than that final pick of the Nasus, has a lot of mobility, Volibear can shut that down with his Roar. It also is a decent lane matchup if you can get on top of the Nasus. You actually have kill pressure pre-6, but once you are 6, I don't think Icebreaker should ever die to the Volibear unless there's extra help. But again, it's similar to Tom Kench, is that you find those windows, and I feel like this is typical Watley. You find those windows where someone oversteps, and you just look for the all-in.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that style of play. I honestly do. Last game, it didn't work for him too well, but we did see times where Kayle would overstep a little bit and would be heavily punished by the Tom Kench pick.
Killed her. He did get that solo kill, so credit where credit is due. And I feel like for me, Nasus doesn't scale nearly as well as the Kayle. Kayle obviously can do well in the side lane, but also is a monster in teamfights, just mostly because of that ultimate. Nasus, mid-game, does shine in teamfights, but later on, he is just going to get shredded, especially when he's up against the likes of a Kai'Sa and a Yasuo as well. In the side lane, he is going to be pretty strong, but I feel like Volibear is one of those champs who hopefully can handle him. You can flip him off the tower, clear the way pretty quickly. We just got to see. But for the most part, I feel like I like the direction of DegreeSports draft better. It just comes down once again to the execution. Can Lee Brothers have more success on this Nunu?
And I think that the Barrage comp is a little bit less stacked than it was last time round, but we're going to have to see if they can pilot it to victory or if DegreeSports is going to take us to a 3-game series. We are back on the Rift for Game 2 of the Promotion Relegation Tournament. I always love these cinematics. Shout out to production. Huge fan.
I think on this cinematic we saw, I believe, DegreeSports going for a level 1 invade. They have a pretty powerful level 1 invade with a Volibear backing them up.
They do. They are looking... They're in the jungle. They're all together, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for anything. We've got a good line of scrimmage being set up by Barrage up on the red side. And where do you think the action is going to kick off to begin with?
Honestly, I feel like it's either going to be level 2 top lane or bot lane. I feel like mid lane, it's not going to be that much action. Bot lane and top lane, though, I expect it to be pretty wild. We'll have to see. And we see Handsome has gone for the Hail of Blades. Seen a bit more of this on Yasuo, and the thinking behind it is obviously Conqueror does stack up really well. It's great with dealing with tanks. but there are less tanks in this meta.
Yeah.
It very early on allows you to hit that break point with attack speed, where you can throw the tornado ult and then instantly Q. So more burst damage is the big reason you go for this rune. You're able to get more damage off in a quicker period of time, which against the likes of a LeBlanc you need, because if you don't burst through that LeBlanc, she will have an opportunity to get away from you.
Yeah, and she can do a lot of damage as well, but a lot of damage coming down from Hanson already. D.Va, 200 health. Might actually be forced back if she's not careful. A couple more trades like that, and that's curtains for LeBlanc.
That's the thing with LeBlanc. Until you hit level 3, there's not a ton you can do. You really do want to chain your abilities together. You saw level 1 can be pretty good in the right matchups. Level 2 is great. Getting a little bit of action. Level 2 about to be hit in the bot lane here.
And you see, it's going to be DegreeSports grabbing it first, and they're looking for the engage. Straight onto Justin. There's not a jump available for KDO, so they're going to be taken down to about half health. Even more damage coming down. Fast leg being forced away as well, but KDO, that was very, very close to first blood.
And that's the power of that lane. You have the CC from the Nautilus. He has quite a bit of base damage as well. And then Blue Spirits with the passive coming in. So much burst and a lot more success already coming out from the DegreeSports bot lane in this matchup.
Looking towards top side now, we've got Noam Mortley and Icebreaker. Last time round, Icebreaker was maybe the weak point on Barrage. Admittedly, a very strong-looking Barrage. This time around, got onto that Nasus, but the gank might be coming in now. Nice flip there from Noam Mortley as Icebreaker might be in trouble. Gonna be stunned up. Gonna be taking a decent amount of damage. Runs away towards the tower. Just gonna look for a bit of farm before he goes down. It's gonna be first blood going over to the volley bear. Noam Mortley picking up that one of his signature picks.
It's so easy to get the setup, and honestly, Watley played it so well. He let Icebreaker get the shove. Normally against a Nasus, you wouldn't think he'd be the one to be shoving, but Watley purposely let that happen so he was in a perfect position to be ganked. Really easy for Libras to walk the lane down, but a similar thing has happened in bot lane.
Into perfect position to be ganked. Longstaff gonna look to get the counter engage onto Monk. A lot of damage coming down onto Gragas, but it's gonna be Longstaff who goes down, just burning down with that Ignite as well. That kill will be picked up by KDO, so a nice quick return. Junglers, they're gonna be very, very important in this matching.
Absolutely are, and both the Nunu, because you can build up that snowball, and the Gragas with the Predator, so effective at ganking these long lanes, like in the bot lane and the top lane. You have the speed just to chase someone down, even if they have mobility, and there, Longstaff played it probably as well as he could, going for the hook on the Gragas. But at that range, it's so hard to avoid the body slam. It's almost instant, not able to flash it. And it's just a solid gank coming out from Monkeys.
And yeah, as we're saying, Monk is looking very good in this series. Lee Brothers not looking as aggressive on these Gragas pick. This is how you do it. You go in for those aggressive ganks early, and when you've got an overextension like Blue Spirits and Longstaff showed, they showed a lot last game, and they just showed it there again. Maybe they need to rein in their positioning just a little bit, be a little more conservative.
Yeah, I've got to agree, because giving over kills like that is going to be the major issue. This bot lane matchup so volatile with the aggression without long time.
Engage coming in from Longstaff. He's actually going to be the one taken down.
Wait, why is he still there?
Jumps in to try and get onto Blue Spirits, who maybe has stayed a little longer. We're going to see Lee Brothers looking to get the disengage, does get the knock up onto KDO, but
why did Blue Spirit stay there? It's like, you know the Nautilus is dead. You got cheesed. KDO on fast leg waiting in the brush. Accept your support is going down and get away, but instead he ends up burning the flash for it. Monk is already making so much presence on the map right now.
He's hanging around in that river, maybe looking towards mid, but Lee Brothers is there as well, so he's going to be able to contest in these early levels. Nunu is so just hard to play against a lot of time. Does manage to stop the back in the last seconds. I hate it when that happens. The fact that you now have to channel the entire thing. Lee Brothers is still around if he wants to go in for another, but doesn't look like he will. He's just going to look towards this dragon, and we'll actually start it up.
He thought Monkeys is recalled. The Monkeys is actually play the waiting game. Nunu's great at taking objectives, but you can see KDO and Fastlane coming down. This could be a contest coming out, and Libra is already pretty low.
Blue Spirit's in the bot lane. He doesn't know anything's up right now, but
oh no.
Monkeys is just, he's waiting. He's biding his time. Lee Brothers has gone pretty low.
Longstaff has no flash.
Here
He's gonna die again.
Monkeys. Longstaff will be able to get a stun, but they're looking at the dragon. KDO's bouncing on in. Longstaff taking the damage, but it's going to be Nunu going down. Before the dragon even falls, the barrel picks that one up, and now Longstaff actually gets out alive, but that was a clinical setup, and really hard to watch.
I bet Lee Brothers is regretting stopping that recall now.
Oh, you want to stop my recall? Well, watch this.
Yeah, he gets the dragon and the kill. Monk is honestly just walking all over Lee Brothers in this situation. You obviously want to start those objectives early with a Nunu. Just caught off guard by Monk is staying around.
Looking back towards this top lane, there hasn't been too much action since that first blood. They're pretty even on farm. We're going to see Icebreaker looking for a wriggle. Not yet 6 though, and not Watley. What's moving on? There's the 6 as he gets the flip down, but Nasus is big and looking to put down the damage. Who's going to be the first responder? It's going to be Libros, but Monkus is not far behind. Not Watley actually. The passive will be popped, which will be enough to keep him alive for the moment, but Icebreaker, he's gone pretty low as well. The ultimate has ended, and now Libros gets the knock-up. They get the kill, but now Monkus wants to get a kill of his own. He does manage to get it. Libros and Monkus looking for the fight. Nunu might just be favored in this one, as Monkus doesn't look like he's really convinced by this one, doesn't want to get the fight, and will stay within the mini wave. Actually going in now, looking for it, doesn't get too much damage onto Lee Brothers, who won't get the knock-up as the teleport comes in, and now Nunu in full retreat.
And
Not even staying around. Icebreaker
still staying.
This is brave, as Monkus is still hanging about, but we'll be able to clear out that wall. Teleport coming in from Noam Watley, though. We could just see a repeat. This is the sequel that no one really asked for, as Lee Brothers forced away by a cast. They're fishing for it, but there's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, we got the answer to the question, who wins in a fight, a dog or a bear? No one. Both of them end up going down, but in the end, Noam Watley's shown that he can dictate the engages, but now bot lane. Level 6 is available for the Barrage bot lane. Diva's here, but Spot and Award will walk away. But I mean, I had so much praise at the start for Blue Spirit and Longstaff, and they have kind of started to lose some of that standing with me, because the performance hasn't been good from there. Mostly down to Monkus with a great setup, but just Longstaff and Blue Spirits overstepping, not respecting what the jungler can do, and it has meant that KDO is now 2-0-1. And look at the item differential. It is pretty huge.
I will look at the fight in the top lane as Icebreaker is going to be forced away, but as you say, KDO, he looked so good when he got ahead last game. He's ahead this game as well on Tristana, which is a very scary pick to be ahead.
And there's even more weight in him, because you're on this hyper carry who will scale up to pretty strong. There's no Cassiopeia in the mid lane, so you are really relying on KDO to be a massive part of the team damage. But right now, Fastlane has actually made his way top lane, secure some vision. He might look for a play here.
He's looking for something, does manage to get the ultimate down, stuns him mid-run. He's going to get the flip on Fastlane, but Noam Watley might be in trouble. The tower dive is very much on the cards, and Icebreaker will pick up that one. Who wins in a fight between a dog and a bear? The one that's got the help.
Sunlight.
Sunlight beats them both. Photosynthesis is the true winner here.
Yeah, and we see the Ignite coming in clutch because of healing from Watley, just unable to do anything against that Grievous Wounds. But now they're looking for Diva.
Yeah,
but that's not a fight you win.
Monkus is going in, gets on the Hanson, already very, very low. KDO will be able to pick up that one with the flash use as well, but it's going to be KDO picking up the first kill onto Nunu. That is so clean. The bomb in the back line, the ult in the front, and now they're going to get some damage on the mid.
Yeah, and it's just a better rotation coming out from Barrage. I don't feel like that's been the talking point, is that Barrage play the map better than DegreeSports. Yes, they'll look for these plays. Watley looks for these solo kills. Handsome looked like he wanted to go aggressive there. But when you bring extra numbers in, the other team is always going to win.
And Noam Watley, again, we keep flipping up to him in the top lane, but he hasn't been flipping too many people recently. He's been
flopping.
He's been flopping a little bit. He's not looked bad in this lane right now. He's getting
but
a
you
bit
are
shovel.
playing Volibear.
Yeah.
I mean, Volibear is one of these champions where it really peaks at level 3. It's just all downhill from there. Definitely, I mean, he's one of the champions up for a Rework. Definitely not in the greatest state right now, and we did see him a little bit of support play.
Oh, the ultimate comes in from Hanson, though, looking to get some damage on Diva as we move top fast, landing onto Volibear, who's going to be chased down. Damage coming down from KDO, but Blue Spirits is there. Noam Watley wants to return, does manage to flip KDO before he goes down. Martyr for the cause as the ultimate comes down from Longstaff, but Monkus is there to be that bodyguard. And Fastleg, he's standing in the back line, and he's still got a decent amount of health. Lee Brothers now joins the fray, but the double slow will be enough to disengage Barrage from that fight. Again, very, very well played from Barrage, and there, Icebreaker wasn't even there. He's down bot, getting a push on.
Which, yeah, Barrage managed to disengage, and even when I thought maybe the fight would go favorably towards DegreeSports, they can't quite find it. And now Icebreaker gets some alone time with the tower. He should shred this.
he's going to do so much with those Qs as well. Like, going to get plates, going to get money, and Nasus with a lot of gold in his pockets and some items is not someone you want to meet in a side lane.
Absolutely not. Getting a ton of plates here. Wally going to show up soon, but I think he actually gets his 4th plate. He may not push for it. One more Q, though.
That's it. That's all he needed.
That was a lot of plates in one passage of play, but now Barrage's been caught on this Rift Herald.
Lee Brothers is going to be rooted. The ultimate is instantly cancelled as CKDO in the back being locked up and rooted, but mainly untouched. The ultimate comes through as Blue Spirits is knocked into a wall, but does manage to get the kill straight onto Monkeys. KDO is dominating though, as we see Lee Brothers dying off to the side as well. We do see Nasus actually picking up a kill in the bot side as well, but Handsome is continuing the fight, looking for more. KDO with the double kill up onto the Nautilus. Barrage is going to clean that one up. That's a cross-map ace. And that's a Rift Herald being taken away.
That was hard to watch, I'm going to be honest. That was... Lee Brothers just comes straight in, misses a snowball. Challenge result instantly gets cancelled. And then there was, you know, Monkeys fell flashing over the wall, but then he presses R and half HP's Blue Spirits. KDO cleaning up with a 7-0. We will get to see that replay on the fight bot lane. I think Watley just... This is the point where you start losing as a volley bear. The big thing is, you have Q almost max for Icebreaker. It's a really short cooldown. You're able to lifesteal pretty heavily, and he just canes him to death. It's a rough matchup from here on out. You had to get the advantage in the early levels, and now he's down in farm, down in gold. It's not looking good. 2,000 is the difference line for those plates, and Icebreaker hadn't recalled as far as I'm aware, so he's not going to be able to spend all that gold. You can see it. 2,000 just spent there. He's hit the CDR cap. He's in a great position. He's
loving life, and thank you, of course, observers, for that replay. Replays like that are what make League of Legends so good. When replays like that, VAR's ruining football. That's all I'm going to say. But we are going to get the Rift Herald coming in with a second charge here. Maybe. Oh, the damage wasn't quite there. That's a lot of damage off that mid tower.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but at the end of the day, it's not the biggest thing. It's still workable, but mid lane tower being down is a bit of a hit. Another Ocean coming in for Barrage. There's another one available at the end, and Ocean, definitely not the highest priority, Drake. And the early levels can be useful for laning, but I think when you start to get like 2 or 3 of them, it becomes noticeable. It's like everyone has a mini Warmogs, and there can be utility in that later on. Especially with champions like LeBlanc, who are pretty vulnerable to poke. And although you may think, you know, DegreeSports don't have a ton, Kai'Sa's a poke champion because she's just balanced.
Yeah.
Being able to fire the W for massive range. So I feel like now D.Va is going to be able to go in for some aggressive trades. Well, not now, but when it gets that 20-minute mark, when you're playing around Baron, you can go for aggressive picks. If you do get chunked out, you have the Ocean Drakes to back you up. 7,000 is the gold lead. So, you know, last game looked pretty rough. This looks rougher.
Yeah, it's not looking brilliant for DegreeSports right now, but Barrage... They're in a great position, and they're looking to siege down onto this top tower. You can get the feeling that a fight might well kick off. Longstaff is in the area looking to go over, but ooh.
I'm glad he went the other way.
Ooh, so. I saw the headlines of Nautilus dies by face checking into Monkeys, but it wasn't to be, and just going to be forced to back away. But again, they might look for a dive here. It'll be pretty dangerous, though. Lee Brothers takes a lot from those casks.
I legitimately think they can win 4v4 in the tower. They are that far ahead. The only downside is that there's no stopwatch available for Monkeys, but Fastlight has one, so he'd be able to tank the tower and then use that. 7-0 on KDO on this Tristana now. And you look at the item disparity, I mean, Blue Spirit has an unstacked Mirror Man and a pickaxe against like an Infinity Edge Berserkers and nearly a full Zeal item. Please, no.
You're slowly dying next to me at this point. Just like,
yeah.
Can you stop, please?
That is not the engage you want. If he went in there, he'd die, so I'm glad he didn't.
If you look at Tristana's items, actually, we might get engaged for a second. Monkeys is going to be forced to barely slam away, but will be knocked airborne, will be damaged as the ultimate comes down from Leona. Monkeys going low, but that's a massively disrupting card. Handsome in the back goes down instantly to the legendary KDO. It will be traded 1-for-1. It's Icebreaker looking to break up the fight, but it's actually going low himself. Will be going down. Another trade 1-for-1 as Blue Spirits is in the wrong time. KDO's looking to get some more damage down. He's gone melee with Longstaff and will be able to pick up that kill.
That's a quadra.
Going over. Could this be the pentakill for KDO? The stun will come down. Noah Watley will be the sacrificial lamb. That is it's stolen! D.Va! No! No, you can't! Not like this. Not like this. KDO gets the quadra. Oh, I was so excited and ready.
You know what? DegreeSports may be on the way to losing this series. But remember, there's a loser's bracket.
There is.
And KDO's mental is destroyed right now.
He is. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it down. There are going to be question marks in the chat as D.Va has been caught out. If D.Va dies now, that would not be good for him. That would be the end of your esports career. He's going to be able to jump away, but you can't do that to a man.
Pretty hard to kill LeBlanc, and
Here's the replay. Orcs, what do you make of this?
They open the gauge on the Gragas, which is fair. He's pretty squishy. Can go down pretty fast. But he survives a pretty long time and trades for Handsome. And then the rest of the fight continues. My big question mark is why Longstaff ulted Fastleg, not KDO. But we're not looking at that. There's another fight coming out bot lane. Watley, he's past level 3.
It's only downhill
not useful anymore.
And there's the stack as Icebreaker will pick up that one. And we'll get some more time on this tower because the Lee brothers, he's a wise man. Maybe he does want to get involved. He's brought his crew, Longstaff and Blue Spirits, looking for the Nasus, but Nasus wants to get that tower. The teleport coming in from the back. Icebreaker will be going down pretty instantly as DegreeSports trade 1-for-1. But Barrage, they've got members in the area. They might look for a re-engage. That's a big cast. Hanson being knocked up towards Fastleg. Gonna try and jump away from his own base. Will. That perfectly timed screams.
I think that sums it up.
It looks so clean, and if Tristana hadn't have been there, he might have got away.
Yeah, I really respect Hanson for taking the Yasuo pick, but there's been quite a few moments where I'm just like, one of them was when he put the wind wall up after the Gragas cask had connected.
Yeah.
Maybe not optimal. Another was at the fight around Rift Herald, when it was at the end of the fight. Fastleg was really low. He knocked him up, and he didn't ult. Longstaff just hooked the wall, and now fight coming in.
Here's the fight. Lee Brothers' ult was instantly cancelled, and now he's going to be the target of a lot of pain. The Nuna looks for knock-up, only lands it onto Fastleg. KDO, the target of the depth charge, and that's a lot of damage coming in from the Yasuo, but D.Va on the back doing some as well. Fastleg might be the target of the first death, but look at this on the main fight. D.Va's looking to get onto Noam Wally. He will be able to get it. Handsome going low. Monkeys will get the kill. And it looks like Barrage, they're going to look to push down bot lane.
And again, it just feels like there's this disconnect.
Oh, that's a triple kill coming through. That might have actually been, no, it was a double kill for KDO.
Yeah, he would not let that happen.
I thought if D.Va got the quadruple kill, that would have been the perfect redemption arc for KDO to give it over and show that he's the nicer player.
No, he would take it 100%. But yeah, it just feels like there's this disconnect with DegreeSports and their team fighting. You know, Longstaff got the ult on a KDO there. I'm expecting the Yasuo to follow up. Instead, he ults Leona, not the priority target by any means, and it meant KDO was able to consistently get that damage, get those resets off, and I mean, if things went bad before, they're definitely bad now, because there's 13,000 gold lead for Barrage.
Yeah.
We said, DegreeSports, they'd proved everyone wrong about the university teams, but I think they need to go study after this one, because they are not looking good against the likes of Barrage.
But most of them already have their degrees, so D.Va could be in trouble.
Not in League of Legends.
Not in League of Legends, clearly. You can get degrees in League of Legends, I'm sure, somewhere. Let me know on Twitter if you're doing a esports degree. I
feel like an esports degree isn't a League of Legends degree necessarily.
But League of Legends is the only esport we talk about here, Orcs. Except for Legends of Runeterra and all the other fine games from Riot Games. We're looking for a fight, maybe around this Baron buff, but I think DegreeSports have finally got some perspective on we don't win these team fights. So I'm going to look to back away. I'm maybe going to look to get a bit of pressure elsewhere, clean up house. Well, Barrage, they're looking to set up a fight.
Fight they will almost certainly win, but
Lee Brothers. Oh, the snowball was thrown, and here comes Monkeys. A lot of damage coming in, an instant deletion onto Lee Brothers. KDO managed to jump away, but Handsome's on top of him. They can kill Shoshana, that would be massive, but he's going to get a kill before he goes down. Handsome as well, nowhere to go. Blue Spirit's with him for some reason and does go down. Noam Watley is going to wander to the wind, and it's going to be a triple kill for Icebreaker. Baron is certainly going to be picked up, and this could be it.
But they killed KDO.
True.
So it wasn't great. It took a long time for us to get this team fight, but at least finally we were seeing the sort of play we expected. Longstaff ulted the Tristana. Handsome pressed R on the Tristana, and what do we know? Tristana died. So finally we're getting that. Unfortunately, at this point, the Nasus is at his peak in team fights. This mid-game sort of unkillable Nasa's point. And he's too much of a threat for them to deal with. He's just able to cut through anyone. No one really has the damage to deal with him. No one can go in range of him to deal that damage either. Because remember, this is a composition with 4 melee champions, 1 short range one. An Icebreaker just feels so unstoppable right now.
There's got to... Is there a way back into this for DegreeSports? And if so, I mean, how would you get back?
In the golden words of Orcs, it's always throwable.
Okay.
They've killed the Tristana. Tristana's flashless. Tristana is healless, which isn't saying much. It's just about... I mean, to be honest, I feel like the item disparity is so big right now, you just need to stall. Which is a hard ask. But at least if you stall, it forces the other team to overextend massively.
Yes.
If Barrage overextend under one of your towers and you trade evenly, there is potential for you to stall the game out further, but the problem is they're now pushing out. If Watley goes down here, that just all goes out the window. I think they need to back up. You do not own your red side jungle. It's not yours. So back away, focus on defending your base, and then you just look to force Barrage to overextend. If this Baron goes down and they don't win the game, it buys you another 6 minutes, but unfortunately that's not what's happening.
They've gone for the fight, and it's just going to be curtains for the DegreeSports. Nice Wimble will actually block the cast. Double kill for Nasus as the dog is running wild. Who let this Nasus out of the house? Triple kill though. We've already seen the pentakill being stolen over by LeBlanc, who will actually manage to pick up the double kill. D.Va is the big villain of this one though, as Barrage will look to make it 2-0. They're going to knock DegreeSports down to low bracket, and they're going to stamp their authority. Barrage are here, and they want their place back in the UKLC.
Goal difference was too big. DegreeSports try to contest their red side jungle, and it is going to cost them. It looks like Barrage actually going to try and chain some kills here. Not on the end just quite yet.
Minions might end for them though, as they are going to look to go in. There's one death, there's two. Once again, Fastleg proving at the end of the game, he just dies.
Yep.
Disappointing. Disappointing from Fastleg.
All in all, solid performance from Barrage. I think there's a lot of questions for DegreeSports, but they are still in this tournament. They will go to the losers bracket. I feel like the decision making wasn't quite there. I feel like I like the picks more, but there are still some things I had questions about. Yasuo Gragas is a great pair, but
yes,
at the end of the day, if you're just going to take the Yasuo and then be like, right, we have a Yasuo now, without pairing it with something that works well with it.
Yeah.
Especially when it was it went up against the LeBlanc, which is a rough matchup because it's very hard to take out LeBlanc. Obviously, level 1, it looked great, but then from then on, it was like, Volley Bear, not a fan. I'm fine with him playing tanks.
Yeah.
Just play good tanks.
So, Singed and Dr. Mundo.
Yeah. I feel like on the other side of the coin, we've seen Barrage Retirement Home. Their top laner Governor has played quite a few tanks, particularly the Ornn. Ornn's great. Just play Ornn, Because in that situation, yes, Nasus is good in the split push, but you should have been in a comfortable position like that. You hand out items to your teammates like candies on Halloween, and they're all having fun. And then if you want to engage in a team fight, it's really easy. I feel like that's where we're missing the mark for them. But I mean, enough talking about DegreeSports. They will go to our losers bracket. Barrage look really on fire.
Yes.
They look like a much better team compared to them in the UKLC Summer Split. And obviously, we saw them return to form in the 4G Champions. I think a lot of elements on there were convincing. And critically, Icebreaker looked way better this game than the game before.
Absolutely. But we're going to jump to a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, it is going to be our second game of the night. Envision are going to take on the Retirement Home. We'll see you in a minute.